By that we have a quorum.
And we do have a quorum present.
And please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The next item on the agenda is to welcome two new Planning and Zoning Commissioners, Les Hardy and John Nimsky. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
We'd also like to thank Tom Cross for his service over the last several years. And at this point, I'd like to entertain a motion.
Don't
That-
we have to
Not
invite?
yet.
Invite, you have to swear them in?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Okay. If you'd both like to come up and
Do I have to
stand?
get sworn in as well?
No, you do not.
Still counts.
And you can just repeat after me. That's fine. I state your name.
I, John Hardy,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
and the laws of the state of Arizona,
and the laws of the state of Arizona,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and defend them against all enemies,
and defend them against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties of Planning and Zoning Commissioner member
discharge the duties of Planning and Zoning Commission member
of the town of Carefree, Arizona,
of the town of Carefree, Arizona,
according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
according to the best of my abilities, so help me God.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. Thank you. And you can take a seat on the dais for two empty spots. You can sit by Mary and
Welcome, gentlemen.
right in the middle left.
You're right in the,
Right here, for now.
Can I be the chairman?
you're gonna be the rose.
Welcome aboard. Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is the appointment of the Planning and Zoning Commissioner to serve as chair. I'd like to entertain a motion to appoint Peter Burns as chair.
And
I
I'd like to
second
second
that.
the motion, please.
Oh, boy.
I think we all second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Beautiful.
Yay!
Congratulations.
So we should switch? Sure.
Yes. Now it's official.
Please, change the nameplate.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you, and I thank every member of the commission for their vote.
You bet.
And I'll have more comments to make when I can fit it on the agenda, which is, I guess, during announcements. But for now, I'd like to call for a motion to approve the May 13th, 2024 Planning and Zoning meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor, say
Aye.
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 Those opposed, say nay. Ayes appear to have it, do have it, so ordered. Approval of the April 8th, 2024 Board of Adjustment meetings. I'd like to entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second it.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ayes appear to have it, do have it, so ordered. Public hearing, case number 2420-V, 1116 Ocotillo Circle, assessors parcel number 216-33098.
Thank you.
Recognize staff. Stacy?
Thank
Thank you.
you, Chairman Burns, members of the Board of Adjustment, welcome to our newest members. I'm very excited to have you on board and working with us. We're starting kind of easing you in with one of our sort of less complicated Board of Adjustment variance cases, but nonetheless important. As Chairman Burns stated, this variance is located at 1116 Ocotillo Circle in the Boulders Carefree subdivision. The applicant is Mr. Tyler Green, and the owners are Mr. and Mrs. Don and Jennifer Samuels. Specifically, the request is looking to allow for an extension of an existing patio cover within portions of the side yard building setback. And just a brief explanation is that we have building setbacks, and typically any kind of structure, and in Carefree structures go even into being considered a pool. But in this case, this is an actual structure attached to an existing building, looking to increase that coverage. They're going to look to expand the patio cover 7 feet into the required 10-foot setback. And it's interesting the way that, just so you know, the way that we sort of present this is that it's 3 feet from the property line, but you're imposing into the existing setback 7 feet. So that's why that's kind of a little bit of a planarese kind of way of approaching this. We're also looking to allow for an increase in lot coverage from an area of 3,443 square feet of up to 42.3%. Whereas the zoning ordinance only allows for 25%. And basically lot coverage is anything under a solid roof, which this does constitute. Just to get an idea of where in the Boulders this property lies, here you can see Ocotillo Circle, the site highlighted in red. And specifically what necessitates a variance in this case, in which we see quite a lot in the Boulders, is for one, in this circumstance, it's an attached product. The Boulders has a zoning district which is for single-family residential. This is a single-family residential, but it's an attached product versus detached. And so we run into these quite often in the subdivision related to any expansion that's tied to side yard setbacks in particular. So specifically looking at the request, you can see it as it was also defined in your staff report. The existing patio cover being extended to the new patio cover, and as you can see, it extends about up to 3 feet to the property line itself. Pretty modest proposal, but once again, you can see it imposing upon the setbacks. With that said, the applicant did comply with the citizen participation requirements. All that was outlined in your staff report. Staff did not receive any comments by, neither did the applicant. I did provide to you a follow-up understanding of the notification list, so you can see who was notified. With that said, these kinds of meetings are public hearing meetings where the chairman will open it up for public discussion or input. I do always, though, invite the applicant or the owners, if they like to say a couple of words, not required to. But if there is no further presentation, you're more than welcome to open the public hearing. So,
Is the applicant here?
yeah.
I'm Jennifer Samuels. Tyler was actually invited to the football game tonight, so.
Oh. I guess it's a good excuse.
Would you like to say anything?
If you would you just come up to our podium?
Sure.
Yeah.
This sounds like, very technical explanations, and just kind of in practicality, the roof extension is only like 145 square feet. It's really small. And because the homes are adjacent, I just need a post by the corner, which is not going to be visible to my neighbor. And the percent coverage, I think, is intended in purpose to, so houses aren't really dense, but there are 2 fairways and open space behind my house, so the additional small roof coverage is really not going to be noticeable to absolutely anyone unless you're sitting in my backyard.
I just have one question for you. What golf hole are you on? Four
We're on the
north?
fourth north,
Okay.
yes.
So don't hit your ball over there. Dogleg left.
Any questions for the applicant? Thank you very much.
Okay.
So we have to open a public hearing?
We do, right,
Public hearing is now open.
right,
Anybody have anything to say? Public hearing is now closed.
perfect.
I would entertain a motion for approval of the variance request together with the conditions.
I make a motion, we approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. The ayes appear to have it, do have it, so ordered. See, this was very rigorous. This is extremely, so that concludes the business that we have. Announcements, I would like to just take an opportunity to talk about where we're going this year and next year. For those of you that have not seen it, I commend to you the strategic plan that the council just passed. They passed it in their last meeting, and it was discussed, I guess, during that meeting. And it's really ambitious. And this body, or this group of individuals, have a lot on their plate. Just the stuff that's talked about for this year, for the economic development aspect of this, we have to review the current build-out plan for the commercial sector to maximize town sales tax revenue. That'll be quarterly under economic development. Tonight, we're going to talk about a facade improvement program that is to be adopted or disposed of in one way or another in FY26. Evaluate a public-private partnership option for the town hall site, and hopefully get an RFP out and see what happens with that. That's FY26. Determine or develop an economic market position for the town in terms of trying to assess where we are in the greater marketplace. That's an FY26. For 27, we have a couple of things. Update design guidelines, FY27. Can I ask, when we're talking about design guidelines, are we talking about those 4 or 5 page documents that address mountainside and residential and commercial and site plan review that you can find on, can you find those on the web?
Yes, you can find, Chairman, yes, you can find those on the web. I would clarify that it is looking at the commercial design guidelines only, so that will cover town center, I think is gonna be our main, well,
Right.
I presume to be our main focus, but there will be a sort of a trickle down to the general commercial design guidelines. But no, we are not looking at single family or mountainside guidelines.
But, and just my recollection is that those were adopted in like 2005 or 2008.
Chairman, yes, I think 2008 is correct.
So, but that's not this year, that's next year. But a comprehensive update of the town zoning ordinance is on for this year. And I think the plan is that there will be an RFP issued, a consultant hired, and we will then figure out how this body will interact with Stacy and her consultant in terms of moving that along. For 27, there's updating standards for commercial and other signage. For 26, there's updating the citizens participation ordinance that we ran into as we were doing the general plan. Maybe sometime this year, or more likely 2 years off, we'll be developing a comprehensive plan for parks and open space and a committee. And then there will be, for this year, out of economic development, will be to research and develop a commercial code enforcement policy. So as you can see, and that does not count whatever we're gonna get down the pipe from Carefree Quarter and the normal business that we have. So there's a lot on the plate for the next 18 months. And I say that because these are FY '26 items, but we got 6 months to kind of get ahead of ourselves and work out a plan for all of that.
Peter, that's not a problem. We just got stuck for 4 years.
So we just got, oh, you did, yeah. You got no place to go.
That's right. I'm here for the long haul.
Yes.
Everything you mentioned.
So what I would commend you to, and we will, I think together with staff, we will try to work out some view of the next year in terms of how things are sequenced, just so that you'll have some idea. But two or three particularly pertinent documents that you ought to be reviewing is, one would be the strategic plan that the council just adopted. The second would be the village redevelopment, village center redevelopment plan. That was adopted, I believe, before anybody but myself was on the planning and zoning. And basically, this whole bunch of activity is going to be focused in really two directions. One is town center, and the second is Carefree Quarter. And the Carefree Quarter is pretty well laid out in terms of what the next steps are, and what we'll have to consider. But the town center is the only other thing that you, besides reading the village center redevelopment plan, which runs about 54 pages, but very well written, would be perhaps the statutes related to that under Title 36, I believe they are, right?
Title 36.
What?
Yes,
In Title 36.
Under housing or living welfare.
Right, and the design guidelines, I believe, are available. Commercial design guidelines are, believe, are available. They just come into play because they're in play, I think, with Carefree Quarter.
Correct, Chairman,
Okay.
correct.
And one last question I have for staff, is the development agreement with Carefree Quarter, the signed one, posted on the website? I've seen some that have no signatures on them, and I was just wondering if the final is on the.
Have you sent it to me?
What?
Well,
We'll get it up.
Chairman will
Okay.
verify, sure.
Okay, just so that everybody's sure that they're looking at that.
Yes,
But-
so the documents, that and the wash document were just recorded, so, because we
Okay.
had to wait for the wash document to the end of the month, so
Okay.
everything's been recorded.
So your reading list is strategic plan, village redevelopment, the development agreement, and maybe the design guidelines, just to kind of get you through the night. And of course, we're going to adjourn this meeting pretty shortly and then get into economic development, where we can talk about the proposal or the concept of a facade program. Anybody else have anything else to add?
Chairman, if we could just pass that code of conduct down the dais for everyone to sign and date would be great. Thank you, before you adjourn the meeting.
Okay, it's coming. It can be signed after we adjourn?
Thank you. I think so.
Okay. Any
Chairman-
other comments? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Chairman Burns,
Yes,
may I just would like to add just one little clarification regarding the process and the update of the zoning ordinance and the understanding of the use of a consultant. That is the request that I've made to the town administrator, but that will go through a budgeting process. But that is likely the course of action, but that hasn't been approved today.
I
so.
understand. Thank you very much. Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ayes appear to have it, do have it, so ordered. Boom. So we have to wait until 5:30.
Okay.
So he's got to reset it.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
so we're gonna come